right.
Shit.
Thank you to our live band. Oh, that's not good.
All right. Okay. We just. Here we go.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. Well,
Right.
welcome back to another Roy Henderson podcast. On this auspicious day, we will be ranking all the instruments. I like your image for vocals. It's really good.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay. So here I have selectively hello, my name is shit. Wait,
Roy?
my name is
Roy Bergerson.
my name is Boy Benderson, and this is my assortment of I'm a rare instrument procurer, and these are all of my instruments. All right,
It's quite
and
the
that's
collection.
me. That is me. That is my face. Yeah. So are you boys ready? These are like typical like jazz instruments mixed in with some like orchestral instruments.
Like the
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
like we're not gonna throw hurdy-gurdy in this bitch, because who the hell has our hurdy-gurdy nowadays? Yeah. So just and we can add more if you want.
Yeah,
But let's
absolutely.
just start with the basics, right?
Okay.
Let's get down to basics.
Okay,
Let's do it.
let's start with the lows.
The
Okay,
lows.
so how
All right.
are we gonna? So is that how we're gonna structure it? Go from low to high?
Yeah, let's go like family by family.
Okay, cool.
So we should probably
In
like
that case,
start with
wouldn't the unpitched instruments go first if we're talking low?
that is true. Like we can go like score order.
I mean, I really don't care.
All right. So yeah, sure. Let's go with random bullshit. So
Okay, awesome.
So
Okay.
Auxiliary.
Things that
This
you
is-
hit with your hand or stick.
yeah, this is you're a pit musician. Good luck.
So how does this?
So
rating
first
work?
we're grading on two criteria. I have decided as the executive producer of the Floyd podcast.
The Floyd Grenderson
Right?
podcast. Yes.
Yeah. The No Joy podcast. So first we'll talk about the kind of people who play these instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Like what kind of idiot chooses to play this particular instrument, and then how does the instrument itself sound? How useful is it? We're just basically just judging the hell out of everybody,
Right. Of course.
But
So-
it's like I know these well, we have to put our disclaimer. So while these might seem like opinions, these are actually facts. So everything
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
said in this podcast is absolutely true.
I'm glad that you said that. I don't want anyone to be confused.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put that out there first. So if you're
Ye-
offended, well,
Just
sorry.
You're wrong. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Not sorry. You just learn better next time.
Yeah,
Take this opportunity to better your own opinions, because
pick up
you're
that
wrong.
SS tier that we reveal at the end, and any other instrument you can just kind of like
Oh yeah.
not play anymore.
Yeah, no. If your instrument ends up in the F tier, you should probably stop playing that. Just because objectively it is probably the worst instrument. And objectively you're probably like a lesser human. But I guess we'll get there. So yeah, starting with the auxiliary percussion set.
Yeah. Also, one more thing. We all three of us actually perfectly represent all of the world.
Yes, yeah.
So all of our conglomerate ideas actually create like the universal truth.
Right. Yeah, no,
Um,
I would say that.
I think that's a fair assessment of our capabilities.
Yeah. So if you do fall outside that universal truth, well, looks like you got some soul searching to do.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
Get with the times, bro.
You gotta fix
You're on the
yourself,
wrong
buddy.
side of history,
Yeah,
pal.
man, it's
Yeah,
1920. What are you doing?
Exactly. So yeah, starting off with this instrument. Now, we
The
do
singular
have
instrument.
the singular instrument. I guess we should start with the first criteria, which is the type of people that play these instruments. Again, it's important to reiterate this is objective, this is not subjective, and the type of people that play percussion, um, they're all right. Some of them, others maybe not so much. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I concur.
like the mean, like add up all the people, subtract, divide by the amount of people that there are. How much ADD are we talking here?
we're
Like
talking probably greater than the human
how
average.
yeah. So
I
is
mean,
that good? Like who plays percussion?
I would say people who are they're loud people in real life.
Hmm.
When they're speaking, they're generally loud. Maybe boisterous is a word I would use to describe, because if you're playing the percussion, you gotta be loud on the percussion. You gotta be heard. I would also say they're okay with being auxiliary in their own lives. Like secondary characters
Mm.
in their own stories. You know what I'm saying? Because auxiliary percussion, they're never really the star of the show. um
Yeah, that's where you get drum set. Like if you want to like steal the show and be all cool and be the best, then you
right,
play drum set. But
exactly
if
correct.
you're auxiliary, then like you're kind of just like playing second fiddle to just like the guy who's basically gonna get all the bitches.
You're playing second fiddle to whoever's playing first fiddle in a very literal sense, except it's with
Yeah.
drums instead of fiddles. Yeah, no, I'd say if you play auxiliary percussion, you've relegated yourself. You've accepted the fact that you're kind of just auxiliary. You know,
So in this case, the role of the instrument kind of is the is the whole character of the person who plays it. If
precisely,
I'm reading that correctly,
precisely. It's a bit
Well,
of
yeah,
art
because you
imitating
categorize
life.
yourself.
it's like the entire reflection. It's just like it goes both ways.
Yeah, because
Auxiliary.
I mean, in a
You
way,
are
the instrument,
auxiliary if you play auxiliary.
right? In a way, the instrument that you choose is indicative of yourself. It's like in Harry Potter, like the sorting hat. It chooses which house you're in, and by that same token, you choose the instrument, which therefore reflects your personality. So if we then
So this
extrapolate,
is definitely the Hufflepuff, like if not lesser Hufflepuff, like equivalent of the houses,
yeah, I would actually that's very accurate.
or like the
As we all
fifth
know,
house that like J.K. Rowling never wrote about because it
yeah,
was just so like unmemorable.
yeah, exactly. I would say
Okay,
that's
I
how
don't know why
we'd
we went
describe
with
it.
this one first.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, this
it's
is
it's a
kind of
diverse group.
It's
But I mean,
um
by comparison, everything else will be, a little bit more easy.
okay. So where do we put this on the scale?
Um,
um for you know the thing with this is like there's so much variety. It's like you you never get bored um playing this, except for when you really do. Um, because it's basically just a bunch of toys, and have fun playing with the toys. You joke,
right. And
So
yeah, it's like you don't have an actual instrument to play in the jazz band, so we're just gonna stick you in the back, and you can alternate. You five fellows who don't really have much calling, you can rotate on the bongos or the congos or whatever they're called, and that'll be
Very
your role.
knowledgeable.
Yeah. Also, it's important to mention that all all three of us are experts in all of these instruments.
We have
yes,
mastered
yes,
the
that is true.
bongos or the
Yeah.
congos or whatever the fuck you call them.
Yeah, hey, you can't. We are
There,
all
why are there
experts.
6 congas? There's 6 congas and two
Yeah.
djembes. Who did
I
this?
I see literal sticks on the ground, if I'm not mistaken.
Those are hot rods. Those are like little stick bound sticks bound together to get like a lighter articulation on
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
drums. There are also no cymbals here, so it's like kind of interesting how they're being kind of
Honestly,
stupid.
that's kind of racist if you ask me. But I
Yeah.
guess we
I
can
feel
we
like
can
this
overlook
this
that.
might be some form of appropriation that no one
Yeah.
should be comfortable with.
There's some kind of prejudice going on here. I don't exactly know which one it is, but I'm like 40% sure that it's there. So I'm gonna act like it's
I love
100%.
that pottery too, just like the piece of pottery.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
play
like
the pottery.
That's actually, if I'm not mistaken, an oud.
oh,
Um, which
Is
is an
that what-
African
Send
jug
ooze.
that you
okay.
hit.
Yeah, I was gonna guess from
Um,
Sumeria, but okay, that works too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna guess Mesopotamia, but
You know, they it is well known that the Mesopotamians they originated jazz there, or a very early form of it. However, given that they didn't have phones or recording technology, they couldn't actually record it, which is why we don't hear too much about Mesopotamian
Not
jazz.
to mention the fact that because they also didn't have phones, they didn't have access to iReal Pro, so they couldn't find the change.
that's why they don't play drums.
Wait, boys, right?
Bro, the connection, the service here is terrible. Let's just play drums.
Yeah. Hey, you know, you got to work with what you got, and you know, for my money, they did a pretty good job.
40%.
Those 40% those ancient Mesopotamians.
Okay,
With-
so I can't
Alright,
see this
alright,
going
yeah.
past like C
Yeah,
or B.
I'd say maybe D, auxiliary percussion. You know, it's not.
Ding dong.
Yeah, you don't go to the jazz show to see the guy in the back playing the congos. It's just
Yeah,
not
I feel like
something you do.
auxiliary is like the most often
That's not even an
forgotten on the
instrument.
program, on the recital program. Like they kind of just forget to put that person's name.
Yeah, or they just put them under, like, you know how they list the instruments and then they list the people. The instrument listed is miscellaneous, and then they list the people.
That's correct.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Are they a democratic republic?
Let's.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. All right.
DRC. I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those boys, they love
Okay.
democracy.
The
They
DNC.
love that democracy.
Oh, yeah,
It's very, very tasty.
All right.
it is.
Well, I guess we go to the only other drummy boy.
Yeah.
The good drum set.
Yeah, so.
Do you guys think like the one that I picked?
Yeah, it's really high quality.
Mendini, you really can't go wrong with that brand.
I mean, it's Italian. What more do you need to know? Like that, it really just says the whole picture.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, drawing some parallels and some comparisons to the auxiliary percussion, the drums, you hit them with sticks or your hand. So in a way, they make similar sounds. However, the type of people that play the drum set, very different from the type of people that'll play your auxiliary percussion. You know, more often than not, they'll have like self-autonomy. So they won't be like basically just mindless drones who the band director tells, okay, go over there and hit that. You know, it's like whoever's playing the drum set, like they know what they're
You
about.
got to play 4 things at once, and that is
Right.
pretty hard to handle sometimes. Like mostly like auxiliary percussionists, they're not doing anything with their feet. So that's a
Right.
waste of 2 limbs. And,
It
It's
is,
like
yeah.
50% of your limbs. What the heck?
Yeah, it's in terms of efficiency, it's really not that great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
just
the
bro,
drum set.
look at this.
The drum set is kind of like the Chad of percussion instruments.
Yeah,
it's the cool boy. You see him. He wears sunglasses when it's like cloudy.
right. Like you could say that the drum set is like the ideal human instrument because of the fact that it is very efficient for the human anatomy, in that one has 4 limbs and is hitting 4 things at the same time.
It's a very accessible instrument.
Right, exactly. Unless you have less than 4 limbs. But are those people really? We don't. Yeah, maybe we don't have to get into that here, but you know, the drum set's a very human instrument, if that makes sense.
I agree. I've never once in my life seen an alien playing the drum set. So
I haven't either,
there's
and if that's
no
not
way I
proof,
can disagree with that.
I don't know what
Yeah.
is.
And it's also like I could name like a billion famous drummers, but I could name no famous auxiliary percussionists.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, yeah.
It's really no
I don't know,
contest there.
man.
In terms of the second
So,
criteria, sorry. Do you have more to say on the first?
I was about to hop into ranking it, so
okay.
let's address the second point.
Okay, cool.
do that.
So
So
in
you
terms of
go.
sounds, you know, you got a lot of. It's a very versatile instrument. You know, you could hit it with your hands, you could hit it with sticks, you could hit it with bundles of sticks, or you could hit it with brushes. and it makes slightly different sounds every time. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's really not a hit or miss. This instrument, it's just a hit.
Right, exactly.
There are no misses with this instrument. You cannot possibly miss a
Unless you're
single
missing
aspect of
eyes.
this. I mean, you might miss the seat, the drum seat could
Right.
potentially have some obstructive elements of its own.
Yeah.
Particularly the ones that are shaped to the human anatomy.
Right.
They're quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like,
I put this at like C.
Okay. I would say.
fuck off. But like, so, but like, guys, listen to this.
Okay.
Listen to this.
Okay.
Okay. So we got like, we also got like, and then we got like, but then we also have like, and so like there's so many different colors, and then we have like, but then we also have like, there's just such a variety of
I liked that last one.
tones.
I did too.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, that was a good performance, and
yeah.
that really convinced me of the versatility of the drum
So
set.
I would put it in like C.
I would say A.
I would say S.
Oh, we got a bit of a Mexican standoff here.
Yeah, bit of a sack, you know, an S and an A and a C. So how do we deliberate this then? Do we take the average?
That would be like an A. That would be like an A minus.
Yeah.
I would probably be fine with that.
Yeah.
Little bit butthurt. But you know what? I know. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Let's go
You'll
A.
never be more butthurt than that one traumatic drum seat that I had to sit on once. So.
Are you
This
talking
is
about the
just
one
recompense.
that I had?
No. There's another. That's a story for another time.
Oh, okay. That's like actually a problem. Like sometimes, like when I'm sitting down, like if I don't sit correctly in my drum throne, it cuts off circulation of the lower half of my body, and then like I just feel nothing, and it's like actually a problem.
So where should we go next?
I mean, I guess we should just continue with the rhythm section and go with.
I mean, I'm kind of feeling the alto sax right now.
Do you want to jump in?
You guys want to just jump the gun right now?
Jump right in.
Yeah, and
Okay.
in no particular order. Why don't
the alto saxophone? It's just there, you know.
The alto saxophone. All right. Okay. Where?
The flat alto saxophone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to kick us off here, Mr. Yep.
Yeah. So the alto and trust me when I say that I am the best expert on the alto saxophone. There is no greater source of information on the E flat alto saxophone. Not even Adolf Sax.
No. And you are actually the greatest alto saxophone player.
Yeah, like everyone can like just leave because I know.
Yeah, another thing to bring up is that we are also like the best. So we all play all these instruments, and we are all also
yes, our third
best.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, we are all also the best at these instruments. So there really is no one better qualified to talk about them and to rank them.
Yeah.
So if you were thinking about disagreeing, maybe think about that.
Yeah. Take that, posers.
Yeah, consider the following.
The alto it's the pubescent child of the tenor saxophone, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my humble factual
opinion. In my factual opinion, yeah. I can definitely see that.
So, as you can see, when we're pulling up the image of the recorder, you can we're just adding that.
Yeah, you got to add it to the lineup. It's one
I'm
of the
just gonna
DLC
keep talking about
instruments.
the alto. So, the alto saxophone, as you can see by its conical shape, it is meant to imitate the greatness of the tenor sax, but unfortunately, it'll never reach there because it is permanently stuck in its teenage years.
This is fantastic. See, I thought we were going to have a bit of a disagreement here, but it seems like we're on exactly the same page. Because I
Glad to hear
completely,
that.
yeah, we are completely 100% in agreement. The
I
alto
played
sax.
the alto saxophone for nearly 290 years, and I can
Oh,
proudly
wow.
say that it is a piece of garbage.
I've played the alto saxophone for 3 months, and I concur.
Yeah, and the kind of person who would pick up an alto saxophone and be like, this one, the one that's like a little bit smaller than the cool one, that's what I want. It's
Yeah.
like you got to be like an actual like sociopath.
No, yeah, I think you
Or you
really
just
hit
have
the
like small
nail
hands,
on
but
the
like
head.
yeah.
I mean, this is a bit more of life or art imitating life here, in that if the alto is the prepubescent version of the tenor sax, then only those who are prepubescent themselves would ever choose the alto sax over the
Yeah,
tenor
and
sax.
like I would say the type of people that play alto, like they're not 6 feet tall. Let's be real.
No, yeah,
Like at most they're like 4.
yeah, maybe like Hobbit sized, or maybe even smaller.
Yeah,
So
these people eat 9
children
meals a
Hobbit.
day.
So guys,
Yeah,
we're getting to into the minutia here. Okay, we're not talking about the height. We're talking about the personality, bro. This ain't Tinder.
Okay,
So
okay.
like, bros, how low of a ranking are we talking for this bad boy?
If there was a rank below F,
the Shadow Realm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, let's just put an F for now.
Okay. In terms of the sound, though, the second criteria, it's basically just a worse tenor sax. You know,
it's it's whiny.
it's
bright.
screechy. It like, if you mess it up, you really mess it up.
Yeah, for
If you
some reason
you
they
could
always
make it sound like a
prescribe it to the
clarinet.
5th graders, which I think is sad.
Yeah, no, you don't
I
get
feel
them
like
started
every
there.
5th grader should learn the baritone saxophone first.
Absolutely, I 100% agree.
It'll build them in a way that they have never been built in their life.
Yeah, it's like shaving with a rusty razor. You know, at first
Yeah.
it might be a little painful. It might really hurt your neck because it's literally as tall as you are.
It's
But
like,
over
no,
time,
Timmy, you can't have the strawberry toothpaste anymore.
yeah,
You're
we're
like 40 years
revoking
old
this.
now.
Yeah, we got to get you the good stuff. We got to get you the classics.
Gotta get those white teeth. Okay,
Yeah.
what's next?
If we're jumping around in no particular order, then I would like to tackle the trombone.
Okay. As our resident expert of the trombone, what do you have to say about the type of personality?
So, the trombone, it's an instrument that people play. Just get that out of the way. You know, get some exposition in there. In my experience, which is not only my experience but fact, the type of people that play the trombone, you know, they're quiet in real life, you know, but they play the trombone with some gumption, so it's got to be admired. I think these are people that are repressed. These are people that, you know, they'd be too afraid to speak out in a board meeting, but they would have no problem blasting out a solo in Carnegie Hall. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from some trombone players.
So like what you're saying is like a little withdrawn.
Yeah, they're withdrawn.
Some social anxiety, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe some reclusiveness there. But you know, you can count on them when it really matters, and when it really matters is in the middle of a jazz concert.
Precisely. So allow me to demonstrate.
Yes.
I have a trombone right here with me.
Right.
The second resident expert will now provide a demonstration of the sonar capabilities.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So with that juicy timbre, you can really see the. Well, actually, you can't see anything, but
the personality really shines through.
Yeah.
You know, I guess using that excellent sonic example to segue into the second criteria. In terms of sound, I would, you know, definitively place the trombone sound at the height of brass instrument potential. I think that the trombone is the best sounding brass instrument.
Wow.
And not only do I think that, but I know that. I know that it is true because it is a fact.
I find this fact
I'm
surprising,
actually
even though
gonna
I
have
knew
to
this
agree
fact.
with you.
you wait, what'd you say?
I'm actually gonna have to agree with you there, buddy.
Okay, good. For
Yeah,
a second
I
there, I
agree.
thought you
I
said.
agree
That's
too
what I
because
said.
it is a
Okay,
fact.
good. Okay, for a second there, I thought we were
Wait,
gonna
do we
disagree
not
on
have
the facts.
sousaphone on this tier list?
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I mean, we
tuba,
gotta.
tuba is all encompassing. Tuba covers everything.
But see, a different type of person
Every
plays
kind of tuba.
sousaphone than plays tuba.
As a person who marched sousaphone for a year, I I can tell you that it's not. Then no.
Okay.
Bro. Okay, I'll do it. Okay. Let's see. What is? Yeah, this thing. Yeah, that's the sousaphone.
Okay.
Okay.
You marched that?
Yeah,
That's really impressive.
yeah. I was the guy. I was the guy. I was the guy blowing. I was that guy.
Very cool. Oh, it looks like we actually have 3
Yeah.
people blowing. There are 3 blowholes.
It's actually 4. Yeah, we got
That
1,
sounds
2,
like
3,
a
and 4.
super
Oh,
spreader
yeah.
instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's worth the sacrifice. For the music. All right.
Do it for the music. Do it for the music.
Of course.
Okay, so where would we rate the trombone?
I would honestly put it in, I would go so high
B.
as B. Yeah, B.
I
Yeah.
agree, B. Let's do it.
All right, fantastic.
B.
It's
B for bone, guys.
dude, that's true. It's the best of the brass instruments. Unfortunately, it is still a brass instrument. So, concessions must be made.
Okay, so what is next?
All right.
Let's get some bass clarinet in here.
All right, let's do it.
So we have a resident bass clarinetist who has mastered the instrument to its fullest potential before anyone even thought about making the bass clarinet.
Before the bass clarinet was invented, you were already the best at it.
Yeah. Allow me to demonstrate. Yeah.
That
So
is
the first thing that
what-
strikes me about that is the amazing range capability of the bass clarinet. Like, where else can you get that type of range?
Precisely. I have about 5
the
octaves of
EB.
range. No joke.
that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there's a single instrument.
Yeah, I
that could
actually
beat
have
that.
a higher range. Let me speak. I have a greater range than the piano, and I want everybody to know that.
Yeah.
Would you like to demonstrate this
pianos?
fantastic range?
Yeah. So on the high end, we got so we got
Wow.
so
That's a sound.
that's about a Z flat. Z flat.
A Z flat.
Z flat 11. Z flat 11 is actually the name of that note.
Oh.
And as you know, the piano actually only goes up into the 69. Wait, no, the the 7th octave actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the low note. Here we go. Yeah, so that was actually a an F negative 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I believe
So
you.
thank you.
So in terms of
Nobody does.
which is strange because everything you're saying is completely 100% factual.
Again, read our disclaimers
Yes.
in the description box below.
Yeah. So as our resident expert, what can you tell us about the type of people that play the bass clarinet?
Well, they're basically like snowflakes, you know?
Okay.
They're like I I switched to bass clarinet because I wasn't good enough to get into wind ensemble. So I switched to a rarer instrument so that there was no competition.
Right. The
So it's
laws of
either
supply and
people who are
demand.
really bad, but honestly, 100%, the bass clarinet made me like want to do music. Like, cause it was like, I don't know what it is about the instrument, but it's a fucking cult. It's really fun to play. It's like the easiest shit ever. It's so easy to do your funny harmonics, and it's got like a killer range. But like the people who play them and like stand by it, like I play the bass clarinet because nobody knows what the hell that is. Like the mainstream, everybody doesn't know what a bass clarinet is, so it's like, yeah, I play the bass clarinet, and it's like saying that you're vegan, and then you're like, oh, what's that like? And it's like, oh, I'm so glad you asked. And then they talk to you about like for an hour. So it's basically that kind of person. So basically vegans.
Okay.
Okay, so vegan snowflakes is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Economically sound vegan snowflakes.
Yeah, because they
Because
they
it meets
are
the
they are
laws
like
the laws of supply and demand.
Right. They recognize the market.
They
and
know
what
they
have
know
to
their
offer.
micro and macro very well,
Yes.
inside out.
Right.
yeah, and they do cost $13,000. So
Oh boy.
So even smarter.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
I don't really know where to put this thing.
I mean, in terms of sound, I'd say as an expert and a spitter of fact, that is basically just a better clarinet.
Yeah, so why don't we put that temporary B and just make sure it's always above clarinet?
Yeah. That'll be the standard.
Honestly, want to do clarinet now?
Let's
Haha.
do it.
C
Yeah.
for clarinet. Want to put it in C?
So
I prefer
Okay.
D.
as someone
Honestly,
who
like
has,
a beginner clarinetist is the worst sound ever. Okay.
Yeah.
as someone who has played the clarinet for a grand total of 3 hours, I can attest to the fact that the clarinet is the greatest squeak you will ever hear.
Yeah, I think I once attempted to play the clarinet, your clarinet, and I do not recall being able to make a sound. Um,
And it's
Now,
actually the last squeak that you'll ever hear.
oh yeah. That being said, I am still one of the best clarinet player on the planet. So I feel very confident in saying that it's not a very pleasant sound. And in terms of the people that play it, whereas the trombonists, they're the tromboners, as the cool people call them. Whereas they are withdrawn in life but very vocal in music, I feel like the clarinetists are kind of just like very reclusive both in life and in music. If you ever ask a clarinetist to take a solo, they'll basically just shrug and slouch and look at you and just with that face that says no please, anything but that.
See, I feel like that the 21st century clarinetist fits two archetypes
Okay.
of humans, and I think you just described one of them. I think the
Okay.
other one is the type that thinks that they're special. So while the bass clarinet, as we demonstrated, is the vegan snowflake,
Right.
this clarinet is the one who listens to Billie Eilish and like I guess Justin Bieber.
She's so
whatever.
underground, bro. She's such an underground artist.
Claims that they have the most interesting taste in music,
Right.
non-mainstream, the most intricate, secret, underground taste.
Do they listen to free jazz? Is that part of
No,
their
absolutely. They don't know what that is.
Okay.
That's why they play clarinet.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why I play clarinet.
Yeah, I can agree with that. They're not like the other guys and gals. They're their own unique human.
Yeah, or so they try to identify as.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
But yeah, I think what we have as the rating is good. So.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that.
Right.
If I may posit a suggestion for our next one, I'd like to tackle the viola next.
Ooh.
Ugh. Yeah.
So the viola.
What do you want?
Where to even begin with this one?
What do you want? Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Welcome to McDonald's. What do you want?
Give me a viola, please. Make it 4/4 size. I'm a big boy. So the type of people that play viola. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been in a string orchestra before, being
I have
the
seen
world-class
a picture.
musicians. That counts. Believe it or not, it
So
counts.
I must be an expert, right?
I think so. Having been in an orchestra for many years, I can say with perfect clarity and perfect clairvoyance that the viola is, it shouldn't be an instrument. And the people that choose it, maybe they should just not be people, because let me tell you something about the viola. It's basically they tried to make a cello that's roughly the size of a violin, and it fails at being both. You know, it tries to do two things at once, and it just ends up completely falling on its face, because it sounds much less pleasant than the violin, and it sounds just so terribly unlike a cello that it's like, why did you even do this? Because a viola is basically just 3/4 of a violin with an extra string that makes it like a lower string, basically, and it's just a waste of time. It's a waste of resources. It's a waste of people. Don't play the viola. If you do, stop that. You shouldn't be doing that. F tier.
Okay.
I liked that conclusion.
Thank you.
So,
How you just decided for all three of us in that last sentence.
Yes.
I agree, but can I defend myself and not be complicit in the grading of something where I have no say? But I do agree with you 100%.
Okay. Heck yeah.
So,
okay.
I am currently taking an orchestration class in university where I need to, like study like string harmonics and like, shit like that, and it's the worst and I hate it. I have to do like score reading and stuff, and alto clef is such a pain in my butt that I hate it. It's just a
I didn't even
cello,
mention that.
but an
Yeah.
octave higher. The fucking C string, like what the hell? It sounds like a smoking grandma.
Yeah, it's big garbo.
It's like raspy. It's like it has no resonance because it's like too small to resonate
Right.
with like
Oh
what
my
it
God.
has.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's like if like a baby had like full male vocal cords and it would just go like it's like a rattle. It's just very unpleasant, and it's like you can write the cello like up in the tenor clef, and like it can play like all that high shit. You can write cello in treble clef. It can play violin range stuff. There's absolutely no need for the viola because it is a violin with a C string, and it's like, wow, thank you. It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It ain't
No.
me. It ain't for me.
I completely agree. It is a violation against nature itself. You know, God gave us violins and then he gave us cellos, and then man, in our stubborn hubris, decided to take it upon ourselves to combine the two and to make this abomination. And I personally, as a very religious man, will not stand for it for 1 second. Send it to hell where it belongs.
Roy, you got anything to say, or are you ready to send this bad boy to oblivion?
Excommunicate him.
Right.
All right, that was satisfying.
Let's get back to the saxophones. Let's do soprano.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. All right, let's do it.
So, as an owner
Oh
of
boy.
currently
Oh, boy.
2 of these soprano saxophones, one is for sale, DME.
Makes
I
you
would
twice
say,
Did you say DMT? Are you selling drugs?
yeah, actually, you want some?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought this was the Roy.
So the
Henderson
soprano
podcast, not the Joe
saxophone
Rogan experience.
Is straight. So if you do not identify
Just like
as
me.
straight, you will be thoroughly disappointed with the modern soprano saxophone.
You could get a curved one if you wanted.
You could, but then that's not gay either.
It's just
dead
curved.
straight. That's what it is.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so like
Oh
that's
boy.
just right off the bat. So someone who plays soprano saxophone is the most heterosexual being you will ever encounter
Right.
in the wild.
Yes, because of the
Our
instrument.
source and reference is Kenny G.
Absolute 100%. Yes. I yeah. See, this is a very conflicting instrument for me because I can absolutely see it. I would say that this is another instrument that two archetypes of people play. There's the Kenny G archetype, which is the really obnoxious kind of thing where it's like, look at me, I play the soprano sax, I'm so cool, I'm so quirky, this isn't like the other saxophones, it's straight, don't you
It's
know?
like the
And
clarinet
so,
archetype.
right,
Which makes sense
exactly.
because they both look the same.
Yeah, I mean the soprano, if I may be so bold, is basically just a slightly better clarinet.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a
Factual-
scary fact.
A fact, yes. Some facts are scary. The other archetype is anyone else who plays the soprano that doesn't fit into the first one.
So the outliers,
Yes, the outliers.
the untouchables.
Yeah, we can just group them together and say that they are the other archetype.
Yeah. Okay. So if I can talk about the reeds that are used on soprano, they're so teeny tiny. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of adorable in a way. Yeah.
It's like you look at like an ant on a hill,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, it's so small, and then you just step on it.
Right. It's the
But
same
it's like
thing.
still alive, like you can't get rid of it because
Yeah.
your shoe's too big or whatever.
Right.
Bro, the reeds
This
are
is
so
the pesky
small.
ant.
I've eaten 7 soprano saxophone reeds during the single call.
I mean, hey, they make a hearty snack.
Yeah.
I
They
really
crunch
don't
like
blame
Lay's.
you. Yeah. Very nutritional food item. I would also like to posit that people who play the soprano sax and just the soprano sax, they probably don't identify as saxophone players. I would say that their allegiance to the instrument goes insofar as simply the instrument rather than the family of instruments.
Mhm.
I don't think we could really consider them
They
saxophone
detest
players.
their heritage.
Right. Yeah. They just want to play their little straight instrument and they don't want anyone to bother them.
Okay, I can see
Yeah.
that.
So in terms of placement,
I would just put it with its brother, the clarinet.
yeah, I
can't see it
I can
anywhere
do
else.
that. Yeah, I'm
It's
okay with
definitely
that.
not alto, disgusting like the alto, but it's disgusting in its own fact.
Yeah, I'd say
All right.
chuck that boy in a C.
All right. C for clarinet.
Yeah.
C for clarinet.
I honestly can't tell the difference between the two. Which one is the?
I don't know which one has the broken G sharp
What were we
key.
even talking about?
Who am I?
don't. Yeah. Yeah.
We should
Oh,
do.
what the fuck is this?
Okay. Now
Guys,
that. Yeah.
you're so big boy.
I don't really know about this one. The French horn, by the way, racist name. I don't know what
people who aren't French that play the French horn.
Yeah,
so
it's very exclusionary.
either they have to submit to this sort of like appropriation of French culture,
Yeah.
or they're just being racist.
As a very liberal person, I will not stand for it. It's not okay.
Also, I know people who aren't horny that play the French horn, so it's kind
Yeah.
of just like wrong in both aspects.
We're just assuming like all sorts of things right off the bat.
Yeah, there's something very wrong with this circular mishmash of tubage.
It doesn't even look very. It looks kind of like intestines, and I don't know about you, but I don't want to play intestines. That's
and like
not
the
very good.
method of playing the horn involves, and I know this because I've tried this once in 5th grade. It involves like literally shoving your fist into the bell.
Right.
The tube. So if you think about it, like
it's very unholy.
you're pushing air and you're blocking the only exit of the air. Like just like let that sit in your head for a second. Like,
yeah, it kind of just doesn't really make a whole
where
lot
does
of
the
sense.
air go? Hell?
Yeah. Does it just disappear?
Wait, none of you guys deep throat your fist while you sing?
Not for a while. No.
So I don't know. Like I don't. It makes me uncomfortable just like having this
Also,
image in the center.
you have to play this left-handed. So it's like the inverse. Your right hand is in the bell, and your left hand is on the on the keys.
That's pretty
So
gross.
it's like-
So 11% of the world is only 11% of the world is suited to actually holding this kind of instrument in its proper position. Not to mention
Very
all
true.
the stereotypes of it being French and it being horny.
It's kind of ableist as
Also-
well. On top of that.
Yeah, and so this bad boy with like 26 feet of tubing is like it has like its mouthpiece is smaller than the trumpets, which makes no sense. And it sounds like you like straining a fart out of like the smallest orifice ever known to man.
Yeah, I mean that is essentially what you're kind of doing.
It sounds pretty
Yeah.
cool, so I would actually put it in B.
Yeah, it's nice sounding.
Yeah.
It just makes it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it's okay.
And by extrapolation,
It's quintessential soundtrack instrument too.
yeah,
Great for fanfares.
Yeah.
Great for
What's-
solo repertoire. Yeah.
Hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
Let's do the keyboard.
All right.
Digital
Right.
keyboard.
So
So this
this-
goes out to all my homies who can't afford real pianos. I feel the struggle. You know, times are tough. It's the year of Corona. You know, everyone's losing their jobs. Like money's not flowing as hard as it should be.
Lo siento, Chick Corea. Like, man, if only he could afford a real piano.
I know.
You know?
Tough. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like sometimes digital pianos sound really, really garbage.
Yeah,
But
you
also
gotta
there's-
get one that has a good patch.
Yeah, but like I mean, like who has time to go to an actual store and try out different patches? Like people usually just Amazon that shit and then
Right.
they open it day one. They're like, oh, what's patch number 1? They play it and it sounds like ah, or like it's broken.
Yeah. Very versatile instrument, however. 'cause
Yeah,
Extremely
very,
you-
very versatile.
You don't
It can-
just get one garbage patch; you get like 80,
600.
600 garbage
I'm pretty
patches.
sure it covers a lesser version of all the instruments on this tier list.
So really, if you play the keyboard, you kind of do play like all the instruments, just not
also-
really well.
It has like gunshots, and it's got like helicopter, and it's got like telephone, and it's got like sampled found music. It's really good for like that good ambient stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like if you're trying to make a movie or like effects for a film that you're making in your spare time, it's got you covered. You don't need to download stock.
Or if you just need
audio.
like, or if like, your Wi-Fi is down, and you just need some 24/7 like beats to chill/study to. You just like plonk a textbook on those keys and just get to
Right.
work.
Or if you want to scare your neighbor, you can just keep pressing the gunshot button and just pretend like there's an active shooter in your home.
And everybody loves that.
Yeah, it's everyone could do with a good scare once in a while. I would say that the keyboard, it's a solid, versatile, all-around instrument. You take it to your gigs, take it to your church,
To your grandma's house.
to your grandma's house, take it to your school, put it in your basement. You can just do everything with it. So I would say it deserves a solid B tier.
I'm willing to put that thing in A if you guys.
I
aren't.
am also willing to put it in A because
I see this everywhere. Like everyone has some kind of keyboard.
Yeah,
and also it's like it has every other instrument, but then it's also just like electric piano, which is like really pure and like kind of sine wavy, and it's like kind of the purest that you can get of a sound to like any of these other instruments. That's
Yeah.
where I'm coming from.
So I'm at A.
yeah. Okay.
I'm down to A. I'm sorry, Croy.
Yeah, we can do A for sure.
We're sorry, Henderson.
Hey,
Yeah.
gotta accept the facts.
Put some ice on it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What do we what
Why don't we show the upright bass some love?
all right.
Now, this is an instrument that's, another very versatile instrument. The backbone of bebop. Also a very, well-used instrument in lots of classical music.
Mhm.
The type of people that play the upright bass, I would say that they fit a lot of the same archetypes as the trombone players. Maybe a little more quiet in life. But
Mhm.
when they're playing, they really just come to life, man. They're really all about the music.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's also like there's so many techniques. Like you can bow and you can pluck and that's it. But like honestly, what other options are there with any other instruments? Like you blow
And
and that's
you
it.
can you
So
can
it's
hit
like
it.
yeah, man.
Get some nice
You could do that.
auxiliary elements.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem is that you really do need to like play to it. Like if you have like a double bass and like you're playing a gig, you're basically always on brushes unless they have an amp. And if they have an amp, then it's like why not just play electric bass?
Mhm.
And
Mm,
it's like
there's the
the
rub.
issue is its sound output. Like it's undoubtedly like a really snazzy, cool instrument, but it's like so big. It's like outclassed by like the bass in almost every way because in any sensible gig you'll probably just need to bring an amp anyways.
Yeah, and
Right.
like typically the base is so massive, you just can't like bring you can't fit it through some doors, you know?
Yeah, like the drum set comes apart, but like the bass is
Like what are
larger
you gonna
than the
do with your,
drum set.
are you gonna rip your bass in half? Like
Yeah, and the answer is yes.
Of course.
yeah, of course.
You got to do
It's
what you got to
common
do.
practice now.
You need to make the gig no matter what.
Hmm.
I would put the bass in,
I would be
yeah, a B for bass.
for
Yeah,
bass.
be for snazzy, good-looking bass there, buddy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Very cool.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to do the tenor saxophone next.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay.
So I just want to say, whatever we say, I want to put in S tier contender for double S.
Yeah, without a doubt, not even a question
But
there.
we should probably go into the specifics for just for the viewers, just for the
Right.
viewers.
Yeah. Some of them might not be aware of the facts that make it the best.
So if you
Um,
guys don't know, our entire channel is dedicated to this man named Mickey Flenderson. So this man is the he actually founded Fender, which is like a guitar company, but like that's not even what he plays. He actually plays the tenor saxophone. And we'll let LaCroix carry it on from here.
Yeah, I mean, what even needs to be said about the tenor saxophone? It's a beautiful instrument. You can play everything with it. It's just the best at everything that you want it to play. You can sound smooth and husky like good old Ben Webster or Stan Getz. You can play just absolutely off the chain like our channel's inspiration, like Breckerson. You can just be an all-around musical god like Chris Otter and just kind of shred all over the place and just take care of business. Like there's very little that the tenor sax can't do, and in fact, there's nothing that the tenor sax cannot do. Um, and just on top of that, it is my personal favorite. So factually, it is the best.
Yeah.
S tier. It's
And
Yep.
I feel like, and yeah, while you're putting in S tier, I can just elaborate. Like I feel like the alto really tried to match up to the tenor, but it's like the whiny little brother.
yeah, it's
You
like
know,
why you were this close to
it's like shut up,
greatness.
Jimmy. Go back to your room.
When you were at Bertrand's picking out your first instrument, you had the alto sax and the tenor sax, and little Tommy is like, I want to play the little one. At that moment, Tommy's mother knew that he was a lost cause, and she came very close to giving him up for adoption, and for good reason. Because why would you play the alto sax when you could play the tenor sax?
I know.
It's just like it baffles me on a very personal level. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't think
All
even
right,
any
what's
more
next?
needs to be said.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really like we just needed that moment of silence just to appreciate
Yeah.
everything that is beautiful about the tenor saxophone.
Yes. Moving from one god of an instrument to another, why don't we tackle the recorder?
Yeah.
I feel like this is also like A or S.
Yeah, I would go so far as to also say S.
I mean,
Based
I
on
actually have my recorder available for
oh
demonstration.
oh my
so,
goodness, yes,
if you would.
please. Oh my god, just
So yeah,
excellent.
this really has it carries the versatility of the tenor saxophone, and I would say in some aspects a little more. So you can play really beautiful, lush like music. You know, and really just get those sweet tones out.
Yeah.
And like, you know, basically, this instrument I would highly recommend it if you're looking for suitable mates out in the
Yes,
wild. You bring it
absolutely.
outside and play for a little bit, and
Take it to a forest.
your life match will be at your doorstep in like the next like 2-3 minutes.
Just
tops.
instantly found.
Mhm.
Now, there is a video on YouTube of an absolute legend playing the jazz standard, some skunk funk on the recorder.
Yeah.
Good old Mickey V's epic solo on the recorder, and that alone, in my opinion, which is a fact, is alone to bolster the recorder to S tier.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, you can play two of them at once. Allow me to demonstrate.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, use it in your demon
I've shed a
summoning
tear there.
rituals. Yeah, it's really just good for all around. Whether you know jamming out at the gig, trying to summon Cthulhu, you want to play some classical repertoire. There's once again like the tenor sax. There's very little that the recorder cannot accomplish.
Dude, I'm actually spooked. I didn't realize that my two recorders that I owned were in different keys.
Well, there you go. It's in a way, it's more versatile than the B flat tenor saxophone.
Yeah, you know you can pick whichever one you want.
So we do an S tier for this bad hunk of meat.
I would,
Yeah.
I would very much
S
be willing to
tier.
do that.
All right.
All right. So we've done two wind instruments in a row. Why don't we take a drive back memory lane and take a stab at the violin?
Okay. So we actually have a what's his name? Itzhak Perlman. What's that guy? The famous violinist?
Denny Hargrave?
No, Itzhak Perlman.
Randy Brecker.
Dr. Seuss?
This guy. So we actually have this guy in the call.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So that's him.
Yeah, so
Wow, him.
it's me,
Hi.
Nico Lodian.
I see you have an ID number too.
Yeah, that's the number. That's actually my socials. Make sure you don't copy that. If you could hide the image, please. And my name is Nicolo Dion, and I've been playing the violin for however many years I have been playing it. And so I'm pretty much an expert on all things violin related. Just to catch the viewers up to speed, the violin is an instrument that people play. It has 4 strings, and you play over the strings with a piece of wood with cat hair on it, and that's basically the extent of the instrument. Now, it's a very fascinating instrument because it's basically the instrument that all the youngins choose to play because they don't know what else to choose. And this was certainly the case with me. even though I did end up becoming the best in all the world, it was I still only chose it because I didn't know what else to do. Um, so I feel like a lot of people who play the violin, speaking from my experience, which is fact, they're kind of misguided, aimless, in more ways than one. They don't really have a whole lot of autonomy. They kind of just go with whatever everyone else is doing. Bit of a hive mind, they aren't really the greatest thinkers of our age is is the synopsis there. And since I am the best violinist in the world, I can say that, and it is 100% true.
Wow, you really sound like our other speaker in this call. His name is, yeah.
Oh, Croy? Oh,
Yeah.
I get that a lot. I'm often mistaken for him, which is really unfortunate because I'm not Croy.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
I don't know. I think he stepped out. I think.
Can
Oh
you
wait,
get him?
it looks like he's coming back.
Yeah.
Can you get him on your way out though?
I can grab him. I can grab him.
Okay, it was
Gesture,
nice
man.
talking to you,
Yeah.
Nico Lodi.
Sorry. I gotta make the
you,
bus
love
back
you.
to the
Yeah,
slums.
your
'cause,
social
we
security
don't-
number will be a fine addition to my collection.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Okay. I'll be right. I'll go grab him. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I just got that guy out of my room. I heard what he said. Kind of offensive, but absolutely 100% true.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, I mean, I'm not one to dispute the words of a master.
Yeah, Nicolo kind of sounded like he knew what he was talking about. And
Yeah,
I mean,
I was just honestly staring at the picture of him, salivating, so I didn't hear what he actually said. So if you guys could make the decision for me, that would be fantastic.
yeah, I would say, based on his words, I would put the violin in C tier.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
An average instrument for average people.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Again, we really can't iterate this enough. These are not opinions; these are facts. Yeah, just keep that in mind going forward.
Okay, why don't we should we just finish off the saxophone family?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
The baritone saxophone.
With the cap still on.
So this and
The
and I
optimal
mentioned-
playing position.
And I mentioned this earlier, but I feel like this is the saxophone that all fifth graders should really be starting on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, you're gonna get all those complaints like, "Oh, it's so expensive. Oh, it's so big. Little Jimbo can't hold that thing. It's bigger than him." Well, here's the thing: sooner or later, he's gonna have to man the fuck up.
Exactly.
Why not? Why not sooner or than later in this case?
Right. And for the money, just make some goddamn money. Stop being so lazy and just get a job.
Bootstraps. Pull yourself up.
Yeah.
By them.
Yeah. Ever heard of America? That's kind of what we do.
This is the American dream.
Ever heard of freedom? Ever heard of Adam Smith? Ever heard of
Also, guys,
economics?
here's a proposition.
Okay.
How about we selectively breed children by having them play the baritone saxophone? So the ones who aren't fit to play it, their necks just snap and they die.
They just are.
So we just breed like thicker and thicker necks.
Yeah.
And then we can start to like introduce them to the bass saxophone and the contrabass saxophone and selectively breed our future children. Thank you.
This is the next step in human evolution. Artificially selecting children based on ability to play the heavier saxophones. And I, for one, am 100% for it. I see this would be an absolute win for the species. Because you know what they say about thick necks. Thick necks.
They do be thick.
They do be thick. That's exactly what they do say. I think of the baritone saxophone as like the tenor sax's cool older brother, not cooler, just cool, it doesn't really overshadow the tenor sax. It'd be like if Bill Gates had an older brother who invented like something cool, but not quite Microsoft, the tenor sax still shines, but the bari sax definitely is a very valuable item as well. In fact, I would be so inclined to even put it in S. Maybe mark it as the tenor sax is equal.
See, now when you say equal, that word scares me. You know, it gives
Yeah.
me the heebie-jeebies.
You're right. Actually, let me, you know,
'Cause-
equality is scary. We don't.
I'm
quite
more of a
wanna-
separate but equal kind of guy.
Yeah.
No grounds on anything that has happened in the last 100 years.
Yeah. No. I'm right there with you, Noi. I'm saying maybe S tier with the caveat, with the understanding that it is not quite tenor sax S tier.
Yes. So A.5, S.
A and a half. A and a half. I like that. Yes.
A-
Right.
A and a
Yeah.
half.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And it's a big boy. You can just slice him right.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, he can take it.
Oh yeah. He. The boy's big. The boy's big.
The boy's
can
very
fit.
big.
That is true. Oh, and then we can just. Yeah. That is wonderful.
That
Alright.
is
beautiful,
so
yeah.
organized.
It's just so
Yeah.
accurate. Just so accurate.
I'd like to do vocalist next if
Yeah.
y'all are down.
Let's do it. So clearly this guy is what's this guy singing, boys?
So I think he's singing Phantom of the Opera, and the reason why I say this is if you look at that.
Oh no. Oh no.
You look at
Oh no.
You look at the oral cavity. It appears that he's singing the lyrics "Kill Myself,"
Yeah. Well,
which is very reminiscent of the plot of the Phantom of the Opera.
yeah. I mean, luckily enough, this image is subtitled. It looks like he is saying
And
IMAG.
it also has MAG, which is Make America Great,
Yes.
which is a very pro opera
Wait, no.
slogan.
No, I think it's an anagram. I think it's IMAG. So like I am a gangster. You know.
Oh, yeah.
I made America great.
Yeah. So he's a patriot.
Yeah.
I am a god. I am a god.
That it could also say that. And all these various interpretations really just goes to show how versatile the voice is. It can be kind of okay, or it can be really, really bad. And then, some things in between. It's a bit of an open, it's open-ended in that regard.
You really can't take away the value of the spoken word.
No, you can't.
Those pearly whites.
Yeah.
That singular pearly white. So I don't know. Like the vocalist, it's a mixed bag of tricks. Not all of them are great, but some of them are like eh.
Yeah. And in terms of jazz, who really needs words in jazz, Like, just stick to the instruments, please.
Okay, so I would probably put, and here's the thing, like speaking is something that everyone does.
Yeah, this is the
So,
only
it's
instrument
like-
that everybody
it's
has
not-
to have.
Unless they don't have throats or tongues. Some
This
people
is
are
the
tongueless.
instrument that 99.99999% of people have to have.
Right. In some ways, it's the most egalitarian, the most socialist of all the instruments. And because of that, I am actually kind of against it, being a staunch capitalist myself. I am against communism, and the voice is the communists' instrument, if I may be so
Freedom
frank.
of speech, is just something that I'm not personally a huge fan of.
No, me neither. People shouldn't be saying things, and the
I
voice
don't
enables
like-
them to do that. So I would say,
Interesting. So we're not rating the instrument of the voice. We're rating the concept of freedom of speech.
Yeah,
Well, you have to
I'd
think
say
of it
that's
like
kind of
this, 'cause-
accurate. That's kind of that is fair.
Because our criteria goes that we rate the personality of the person who uses the instrument, but everyone has this instrument, so we kind of just have to critique humanity.
And humanity's
Okay,
not
but
that
can we
cool.
also
I'd put
talk
humanity
about
in
the
the F
choir
tier.
kids? Can we also talk about the choir kids because they're so annoying?
We can talk about the choir kid. I don't have much experience with the choir kids.
Because it's like,
Um,
let's give more weight to the people who sing. Like, yeah, everybody has a voice. Yeah, everybody, ha 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 ha. But like, what about like people who are singers? Like singers as an instrument.
Yeah, those guys. No, that's just gonna. Everyone can sing, but
Because
singers just delude themselves into thinking that they can sing gooder than everyone else.
I'm gonna make a hot take. So like, if we're rating like all violinists, like so many people just play violin in fifth grade.
Right.
Like it's kind of you rate like people by like the quality of their instrument. It's like a bunch of 5-year-olds fifth graders playing like two cent two two set violins.
You
Um,
sent
they're not.
The Mendini violin.
Yeah, you rate the people who like are playing like Stradivariuses and like the voice is like an instrument. So like the more developed it gets, the more valuable it gets. So let's give more weight to the elites. And
So can they sell their vocal cords for
capitalism.
more money if they've trained them?
Yeah,
There's a
but
lot of
that's
money
also
for
how they make
vocal
their money.
cords on the black market.
The good ones, though, right?
Yeah, it's like selling your house though. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So you don't have a house, so now you got to buy someone else's throat, and it's just a pain, dude. Most people don't do it.
0
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty F tier.
Wait, so then is the voice a communist's instrument or a capitalist's instrument? Because if everyone has it, then it's a communist instrument. But if some people's voices are better than others, then it seems like it would be a capitalist instrument. It's
I
very
think it's
paradoxical.
at that point of the spectrum where it's both directions.
Oh, so it's just everything.
It's just the most radical.
It depends on your worldview. It's like the horseshoe effect. It's like both extreme ideologies end up basically in the same place. It's like you're so communist that you're basically a fascist, or you're so fascist that it's like complete like totalitarianism either way.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say C for fascism then.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got LaCroix giving us a C. We got Roy giving us an F. Do you want to just put it in a D?
No, but I
for
feel like
democracy?
auxiliary.
Yeah, D for yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, fuck it, put in D.
Okay.
For democracy.
But like, honestly, this looks like a tasty snack, boy.
Yeah. He looks hungies.
I am actually grungry. All right. All right, what's next?
I have to go.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
All right.
Well, we will. He's going. Wait. Oh no. Okay, wait.
All right.
We didn't even do the outro. What's the outro? See you
Oh.
next time. These are opinions. These are facts, not opinions.
Welcome back to the
Oh, he entered the
podcast.
Wait, he's back.
I'll put this at the beginning.
He's back. Richard.
Welcome.
Roy is back. Welcome back.
God fucking damn it.
Welcome back.
Anthony, stop.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah, well, I have to go now, actually.
Okay. Wait, let's do the outro and then yeah. So welcome back. Bye.